How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Town of Salem 2. In this video, we'll be going over the new changes that have just come out, patch 1.5. Hey Townies, welcome to Season 5. This patch marks the end of Season 4, bringing us into Season 5 off-season. They've added in a new sub-alignment called the Outlier. Outlier is a brand new sub-alignment for Town, Coven, and Neutral. Outlier roles will not be able to spawn naturally in games, they will need to be directly confirmed in a role deck. New roles. So, sub-alignment, I think it's the same thing they've written here, but these are the new roles. We got Catalyst, Town Outlier. Catalyst has the ability to overcharge a player at night. This allows that player to use their ability twice during the following day or night. Now, this is quite interesting, and I'm curious to see how this works with roles like Vigilante, which needs to reload bullets. But, for example, if you're an investigator, does this mean you can check 2 people at once? If you're a bodyguard, can you protect 2 people at once? Seems kind of insane, so I'm curious to see how that works. We've got the Cultist, Coven Outlier. Cultist has the ability to convert a member of the town onto the Coven faction. So this actually used to be a role in Traders in Salem, the Among Us style game, where you could convert people. Unlike a town trader, this converted townie will be able to wield the Necronomicon alongside their usual abilities. So Coven have their own version of the vampire, it seems. We've got the Pilgrim, Town Outlier. Pilgrim is a standard townie with no abilities. Alrighty. And Covenite, I assume, is the same thing. Yep, standard Coven member with no abilities, but they can wield the Necronomicon at night. So, game updates. They've added a new mode called Casual Mode. In Casual, all players in the lobby will vote for which role deck they would like to play from a curated pool. The role deck with the most votes wins. The pool of role decks in Casual will be updated frequently. So instead of everyone playing all the time, it's going to be a vote on what we get to pick. So it'll keep things fresh and interesting. Town Trader has been removed as a standalone mode, probably to funnel people into Casual mode. Rank Practice now features the same role deck voting system as Casual. A variety of test lists will be active, allowing us to collect data on balance and which versions of ranked players are interested in. Every 2 weeks, All Any will be replaced for the weekend with an alternative All Any mode. Stay tuned to see what they are. So, for example, last month we had the April Fool's All Any. I assume it'll be things like that. We got a new roll deck mechanic, Dual Buckets. You can now add 2 rolls/roll buckets into the same slot of a roll deck, creating a dual bucket. An example of this would be a Neutral Apocalypse/Neutral Killing bucket, allowing any rolls from either side to spawn from the same slot. That'll keep things fresh in custom games. New modifier, Election. Before trial begins in a day, the town will be able to elect a player as a sovereign. The result of the election is based on plurality instead of majority, meaning the player with the most votes by the end of the election will win, even if they don't have majority. The election will only occur if there's not a currently alive sovereign. The sovereign will gain +2 votes. If they are a member of the town faction, they will no longer be able to use their abilities. If they're not, their abilities will now be astral. Okay, if they're not part of the town, abilities will be astral. New modifier, Grace Period. All abilities that can kill are disabled during the first night. The Necronomicon will not appear until the start of the second day. And new modifier, they've added all outliers. Outlier rolls can now spawn in all random buckets. Yes. They've added a whole bunch of cosmetics. Role updates. Admirer has been overhauled. At the start of the game, a random townie will be marked as your obsession. You will learn their sub-alignments, but not their identity. You may admire another player at night to see if they are your obsession. If they are, your admire ability will be replaced with a care ability. When caring for your obsession at night, a barrier will be placed on both you and them. This ability has 2 charges. If your obsession dies before you find them, they will be re-rolled. If they die after you find them, you will be left without an obsession. During the day, you may bestow another player. This will permanently grant them astral visits, role block immunity, and control immunity. This ability has 2 charges. Alright, so Admirer is completely different. They've completely changed it. Completely different. I'm curious to see how this one's going to work, so we'll be scrolling for Admirer. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Vampire has been overhauled. Vampire is now a neutral outlier and is also unique. During the night, you may choose to drain another player, dealing a basic attack to them. During the night, you may choose to convert another player. If they are a member of the town faction, they will be converted to the vampire faction, keeping their original role. If they are not, you'll instead drain them. This ability has 3 charges. Okay, I do like the idea that town gets to keep their abilities, because one thing people really hated about vampires was that you'd lose your abilities. Does this mean you can be a jailer vampire? Because if so, that'd be very interesting. If you die, another member of the vampire faction will become the new vampire. While solo, you'll have basic defense and detection immunity. You will lose these if you have at least 1 teammate. Cursed Soul has been overhauled. Cursed Soul will now only swap roles with their target, not factions. Cursed Soul's win condition is now to kill all players with the Cursed Soul role. Cursed Soul now shares a night chat with other members of the Wandering Souls faction. Astral visits will now bypass jail. Interesting. Very interesting change. Death notes are now exclusive to neutral killing roles. Okay, Coven just lost their death note. And you know what? I think I'm happy about this one, boys. Because I was getting a little sick of getting attacked on night 1 and then having the Coven tell everyone we're immune on night 2. Or even worse, the Conjurer meteoring someone and then telling them we're immune on day 2. So this will help neutral killings out quite a bit, and it will weaken Coven. Coven killing roles are now mutually exclusive. Coven leader will only be able to retrain a Coven power into a Coven killing if there isn't already one in the game. Okay, this should balance things out a little bit. Ritualist's blood ritual ability has been reduced to 2 charges. Good, weakens them considering they got a pretty major buff in the previous patch where if they guess someone incorrectly, they don't even get revealed. Reducing them to 2 is fair. Camouflage has been removed. Alrighty. So Wildling might be in a bit of a pickle. Mayor will no longer gain votes during a town trader hunt. Monarch will no longer grant vote immunity. Okay, cool. Potion Master can now target all living players with their heal potion. So this will help them blend in. Maybe as a Potion Master you can heal a townie and they'll actually think you're a cleric. War now bypasses jail. This is the way it should have always been, because Juggernaut from Town of Salem 1 used to break into jail and it was always a spooky thing. Poisoner can now smog other Coven members and will know if they've blocked at least 1 player. This is good. I do like this. Socialite has been reworked. Players who are blocked by a Socialite's party will no longer be added to the guest list. Socialite will now only learn if they have rejected at least 1 person rather than learning who they are. Socialite can no longer party on the same player 2 nights in a row. Okay, good. So this reduces some of the power from Socialite. They were a bit powerful. Added factional defense. A player's neutral defense is now derived from the faction they are on rather than their base role. The Town and Coven factions have no defense. Does this mean Coven leader loses defense? The Arsonist, Serial Killer, Shroud, Werewolf factions have basic defense. The Doomsayer, Executioner, Jester, Pirate, and Wandering Souls faction have basic defense until day 3, and the Apocalypse and Vampire factions have basic defense if there's only 1 living member. Okay, that's good to know. A lot of changes. Very interesting. I'm actually quite curious to see how all this plays out. General changes. 6 lesson visual tutorial on the game has been added. The info guide has been heavily expanded, updated. The role guide has received visual upgrades. Hopefully this helps new players. Poisonous Smog UI has been updated to make it more clear that you cannot attack with Necronomicon while using it. Yeah, this is good because a lot of people would get mixed up on that one, thinking they can attack at the same time. Role icons have been added to various interfaces such as the in-game role list and bucket display lists. The Roll Deck Builder UI now shows the total modifiers on a list. All feedback messages that specified your target will now directly reference your target by name. Sydney seems suspicious. Cool. Added more abbreviations for quickly mentioning roles and buckets. Updated witches. You cannot control someone 2 nights in a row message to accommodate control immune roles. Cinematics can now have special variations depending on a player's map. I like that. Yes. Little details. Check out the new Mafia map to see this in action. We'll be looking forward to that one. Added around 200 new lobby icons to custom. Nice. Added special voting music that plays during casual voting, election, and tribunal. Updated various messages to make it clearer that you're in a tribunal instead of regular voting. The selection music soundtrack is no longer cut off early. Role blurbs have been added to the role reveal cinematic. That's good. That'll help newer players. Dead players are no longer announced as disconnected. The roll deck ban and modifier limits have been increased from 3 each to 10 each. Thank you. Whole bunch of bug fixes here as well. Pause the video if you'd like to read through these. Let me know what you guys think about all these changes. A lot of roles have been added. A lot of roles have been changed. Depending on how popular the new casual mode is, we'll be taking advantage of this one and keeping things fresh rather than doing all any every single game. So leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video and subscribe for more. I'll see you all in the next one.